and welcome here to more Talk FCB, and unfortunately we are going to continue the conversation over Barcelona against Bayern Munich once again here on the channel, guys, on the second channel. What we are going to be doing is basically a big therapy session. All it's going to be is talking about it, conversation between you and I, just going over what we witnessed last night, the feelings, the genuine hurt, the genuine emotion, and of course, how as well we can get back on our feet as a club. But we're just going to lay it all out there. We're going to have a chat, because I know many people, they do need it. Because indeed, guys, many people will say, why on earth are you still uploading? I've just uploaded a video there over on Talk FCB talking about the fallout from the game, the fact the players came out after the game and they were saying, look, we need change. You've had Laporta saying that, you've had Victor Font, and of course we're all looking now towards those early elections, and that's what we're clinging on to. That's the glimmer of hope that we have after this latest humiliation. But many people will say, why are you still making the videos? And the real fact is, we still have to talk about it. We still have to analyse here our failings. We've got to publicise them as much as possible, put as much scrutiny, as much spotlight here on the board as possible. That's what it's all about, drawing as much attention as possible to exactly what's going wrong at the club. But above all else, because we right here are a community, and I'm not going to let Barcelona, the way they performed last night, the way they simply threw the towel in, I'm not going to let that break this community. We are going to remain very, very strong. We're going to talk together. We are sad. We are hurt. And that will continue. We're not going to recover from this overnight. It's exactly the same situation as Roma and then Liverpool. Many of you guys are with me after both of those humiliations, and it was tough, and it carried on being tough for a long, long time after that. And many would say, you look at that performance last night from Barcelona, you look at the way the players not only lost the game, but it was a capitulation. It was again a humiliation. And that's the problem now. Any time that we go out in Europe, whether it be against Roma, Liverpool, now Bayern, it's always a big, big loss. It's always a heavy, heavy defeat. And I think you can see that now. You can see quite clearly out there, some of those players, they're broken. They are not coming back. They're not going to recover. Because imagine it here as fans. We're struggling to recover our confidence in this club. We're struggling to recover our mojo around Barcelona. Because coming into this game, no matter what others from the outside think, we all believed it was going to be tough. We knew that Bayern were clear favourites. We knew deep down that Bayern were probably going to win the game, but for a miracle display from Barcelona. And we knew that because these players still haven't recovered. They haven't recovered from Rome, from Liverpool. The knock-on effects are still there, and they're not going to. Some of these players, and why they're still here, it's beyond me. We're going to talk a lot more about specifics of that, of course, as time goes on. But it's just a mental thing. Right now, when they go behind, when they're down in games, they're incapable of getting back on their feet. They're incapable of hitting back. And all it would have taken yesterday, not to get through, not to win, not any of that, but all that it would have taken maybe to avoid such a big defeat, such a big humiliation, was actually a little look around, a few people shouting here and there, saying, look, listen, let's pull together, get that focus back, get that concentration back, come on, we've got to put a bit of fight in. But there was none of that. No player around there was looking at one another, nobody was shouting, nobody was instructing, and there is no leadership, not from the board, not from the players, not from the management. Nobody out there takes accountability, and that's why we conceded goal after goal after goal, and there was no reaction. There was no fight in those players. And like I say, in a Champions League game of that magnitude, in a quarter-final, with the opportunity there to reach the Final Four, if you can't get yourself up for that game, if you can't go out there and leave everything on the field, why are you doing it? Why are you still wearing the Barcelona shirt? And it's gone on long enough now. This summer, we've got to see big decisions take place. I really do hope that we can get clarity over those early elections. Of course I do. That's the main priority right now. Removing Bartomeu, removing the root of the problem. But after that then, when you're moving the board aside, which will happen, that is certainly going to happen, and Setien also is going to move aside and a coach is going to come in, whoever it may be. But looking at that playing squad, we need it renewed. We need it refreshed. Because I'll say this, you look yesterday at the bench of Barcelona, and particularly, you look there at camera angles when the goals are going in for Bayern. There was more passion, there was more fight, there was more genuine hurt hurt on that bench than you saw on the field. The likes of Ricky Puig, the likes of Monchu, they were banging the seats. They were angry that we were conceding and falling down in this way. Yet out there on the field, there was no emotion. There was no reaction. They were just looking from one to another thinking, this is not good, is it? What can we really do? We're not really sure of what we can do. And that's what I mean. These players now, they need moving on. We need now a new core in this squad because a lot of these guys, they won everything. They've won everything in the game. And when that happens, it's natural to lose motivation. It's tough to come back and keep winning and being that serial winner. It's not easy. And not everybody has that. And I think now this Barca team, and it's been the case for several years, they've had their cycle. They've had their time at the club. And now it's time for a new board, for a new coach, certainly now for a new core of players. And young players coming into this team right now, they can give us something. They can at least give us a bit of energy, a bit of fight, a bit of desire, a bit of freshness in our play. Because Frankie de Jong said it after the game, Bayern in terms of talent, there's not all that much difference between their team and Barcelona's, if you're looking at it there on paper. But when it comes down to it there, out on the field, and you look at the way they play, you look at the intensity they arrived into the game with, their pressing was incredible. We didn't know what to do. They were like rabbits in the headlights there, the Barca defenders, even Ter Stegen in his distribution. He was just passing the ball time and time again to Bayern because we couldn't deal with it. We did not know what to do. And it's time for something fresh. It's time for something new. And it's been like that now for too long. And of course, guys, right now we are all feeling, like I say, very hurt, probably humiliated, embarrassed, and to be a Barcelona fan and to actually suffer those emotions, not just 1 year, not just 2 years, but this now, the third successive year, it's tough. And seriously, guys, it is really, really tough on all of us, and I can fully understand how you're feeling right now. What I would like to say is, there will be light at the end of the tunnel, and I know now we've said this for year upon year upon year, but we've always been working towards 2021. We've always been saying, look, at the end of Bartomeu's time at the club, there will be change. Now, I'm not saying that overnight we're suddenly going to become world beaters again, but once that change happens, once you eliminate the factor of all these bad decisions over and over again, you will start to see genuine improvement. And when you look at our team, when you look particularly there at the young players that we have, Ronald Araujo this season has shown really positive signs. You look in midfield there towards Monchu, you look at Ricky Puig, you look at Ansu Fati, you look at players like that who clearly understand what it means to be a Barca player. And then, of course, there's players coming in. Francisco Trincao, you look at Pedri, Dembele didn't get on last night, but we know there's potential there if he can stay fit. And we do have players at the club who can be effective. We do have talents coming through that, given the right conditions, given the right trust in them, that's the most important thing there. You need to have a board at the club who have it in their mind that using youth is the way to go. Because ever since Bartomeu has stepped through the door, it doesn't matter whether it's Valverde, whether it's Setien, the emphasis coming from within the club has always been, right, use the big players, use the big names. You will have to there abide by the rules of what the dressing room tell you to do. And that coach, whether it's been Valverde, Setien, and they've always had to be managing within themselves, managing there within those conditions that the club set down to them. And I think now, looking to the future, looking to a better Barcelona, that coach needs to have the power. The board, whoever comes in, they need to give the coach all of the freedom there to make the decisions for the good of the team. And that means, again, trusting in those younger players, giving this team a fresh nucleus, a fresh desire. That's the most important thing. They're players who are coming into this team who haven't won everything, who haven't played at this level before, but it's a good thing because they're coming in there with a new energy to give this team and bring us back from our knees. Because what we saw yesterday, it was a joke. It was embarrassing. It was absolutely shocking. The way we just let down and let Bayern walk all the way over us. And it can't happen again. It cannot happen again. Change is coming. Change will happen. We will get the club that we love back. I'm sure of it. So please do leave your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. Of course, let me know what you thought about the game, if you want to go into that kind of stuff. But let me know there with regards to the future of Barcelona, how you would like to see it take shape, what changes do you think should be the priority right now, looking to the future, and making sure that this kind of thing, not even close to this kind of thing, should be happening again. We can't continue to go through this. It's not right. It's not acceptable. It is not good for any of us. But of course, let me know down below, have a talk within yourselves, keep your heads up where possible, and we are all going through this together. We stand together, we remain together, and we will come out of the other side of all this ever stronger. Thanks for watching, guys, and thank you for your support. I will see you soon. No question about that. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.